Dear students, today we will solve one example of ratio analysis in Advanced Accounting and Auditing Paper 6 TY Semester 5 for Veer Nirmat South Gujarat University. Here we have a balance sheet of Nokia Limited as on 31st March 2018. Equity and liabilities, shareholders fund, share capital, equity share capital of rupees 100 each fully paid up rupees 8 lakh. 10% preference share capital of rupees 100 each fully paid up rupees 5 lakh. Reserve and surplus. General reserve rupees 4 lakh. Profit and loss account rupees 3 lakh 40,000. So total shareholders fund amounts to rupees 20 lakh 40,000. Now second, non-current liabilities. We have 8% debentures rupees 5 lakh. Next, current liabilities. A. Trade payables. We have sundry creditors 2 lakh, bills payable rupees 1 lakh. Other current liabilities. Provident fund 60,000, bank overdraft 80,000. And C. Short-term provisions, outstanding expenses rupees 20,000. So total current liabilities amount to 4 lakh 60,000 and total 30 lakh rupees. Now second part of balance sheet, assets. 1. Non-current assets. A. Tangible assets. We have land and building rupees 10 lakh, machineries rupees 2 lakh 60,000. B. Non-current investments rupees 5 lakh 40,000. Other non-current assets, that is debenture discount rupees 10,000 and total non-current assets rupees 18 lakh 10,000. Then current assets. A. Inventories, that is stock rupees 3 lakh 50,000. Trade receivables, we have debtors rupees 4 lakh, bills receivable rupees 1 lakh. Cash and cash equivalent, that is cash and bank balance rupees 1 lakh 20,000. Short term loans and advances, prepaid expenses rupees 60,000, advance tax rupees 1 lakh 60,000 and total current assets 11 lakh 90,000 and total rupees 30 lakhs. Additional information. Number 1. Cash sale is 20% of total sales. It means 80% of total sale is our credit sales. Stock on 1st April 2017 is rupees 2 lakh 50,000. This is nothing but our opening stock. Debtors ratio is 90 days. Working days 360. Gross profit is 40% of sales and net profit, that is profit before interest and tax, is rupees 5 lakhs. Rate of taxation is 50%. Here we are asked to calculate net profit ratio, stock turnover ratio, creditors ratio, current ratio, liquid ratio, proprietary ratio, rate of return on capital employed, rate of return on equity capital. First of all, we will do some basic calculations. Dear students, in this particular sum, we are given debtors ratio 90 days. So, with the help of debtors ratio, very first we will calculate credit sales. So, our debtors ratio is debtors plus bills receivable divided by credit sales multiply 360 days. So debtors ratio 90 is equal to debtors rupees 4 lakh plus bills receivable rupees 1 lakh divided by credit sale multiply by 360. So next step we get credit sale is equal to 4 lakh plus 1 lakh divided by 90 multiply by 360. So finally we get credit sales of rupees 20 lakh. Our credit sale is 80% of total sales because cash sale is 20% of total sales. So remaining 80% is our credit sales. So total sales equal to credit sales divided by 80 multiplied by 100. So we get total sales rupees 25 lakhs. Next we will work out gross profit, which is 40% of total sales. That is 25 lakhs multiply 40% is equal to rupees 10 lakh. So next we can work out cost of goods sold is equal to sales minus gross profit. That is rupees 25 lakh minus 10 lakh is equal to rupees 15 lakh. Now we will work out average stock. Average stock is equal to opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. Our opening stock 2,50,000 given in the adjustment plus closing stock rupees 3,50,000 as per balance sheet divided by 2. So finally we get average stock of rupees 3 lakh. Now we will calculate net profit after tax. We are given with earning before interest and tax, that is net profit before interest and tax rupees 5 lakh. From these 5 lakh we will deduct debenture interest 8% of rupees 5 lakh, that is 40,000. So we will get earning before tax rupees 4 lakh 60,000. From this we will deduct tax at the rate 50%, it would be 2 lakh 30,000. So finally EAT, that is earning after tax or net profit after tax, amounts to rupees 2 lakh 30,000. Now we will work out purchase. Purchase, we use formula cost of goods sold plus closing stock minus opening stock. Cost of goods sold we worked out 15 lakh rupees plus closing stock rupees 3,50,000 minus opening stock rupees 2,50,000. So our purchase amounts to rupees 16 lakh. Dear students, these are our basic calculations will be used to work out our required ratios. Our first ratio is net profit ratio and our formula is net profit after tax divided by sales multiplied by 100. Our net profit after tax we calculated rupees 2,30,000 divided by sales rupees 25 lakhs multiplied by 100. So finally we get net profit ratio 9.20%. Second, we will calculate stock turnover ratio and our formula is cost of goods sold divided by average stock, that is rupees 15 lakh divided by average stock rupees 3 lakh. So our stock turnover ratio comes to 5 times. Next is creditors ratio and our formula is creditors plus bills payable divided by credit purchase multiplied by 360. So creditors as per balance sheet rupees 2 lakh plus bills payable as per balance sheet rupees 1 lakh and our purchase rupees 16 lakh. Dear students, in the absence of information, the entire purchase is treated as credit purchase. Finally multiply by 360. So we get creditors ratio 67.5 days. It means company makes payment to their creditors for supply of goods within or after 67.5 days. Our next ratio is current ratio and our formula is current assets divided by current liabilities. As per balance sheet, our current assets are rupees 11,90,000 and our current liabilities amount to rupees 4,60,000. So our current ratio amounts to 2.58 is to 1. Our next ratio is liquid ratio and our formula for liquid ratio is current assets minus closing stock divided by current liabilities minus bank overdraft, or you can say liquid assets upon liquid liabilities. We have current assets worth rupees 11,90,000 minus stock 3,50,000. Current liabilities 4,60,000 minus bank overdraft 80,000. So finally it is 8,40,000 divided by 3,80,000. So our liquid ratio amounts to 2.21 is to 1. Our next ratio is proprietary ratio. We use the formula proprietor's fund divided by total tangible assets multiplied by 100. Here is the working for proprietor's fund. Equity share capital rupees 8 lakh plus preference share capital rupees 5 lakh plus reserve and surplus rupees 7 lakh 40,000. So total 20 lakh 40,000 minus fictitious assets, that is debenture discount rupees 10,000. So we get proprietor's fund rupees 20 lakh 30,000 and total tangible assets, non-current assets 12 lakh 60,000, non-current investments rupees 5 lakh 40,000 and current assets 11 lakh 90,000 and total 29 lakh 90,000. Now we'll put both this data in our formula. So proprietor's fund rupees 20 lakh 30,000 divided by total tangible assets 29 lakh 90,000 multiplied by 100. So we get proprietary ratio 67.89%. Our next ratio is return on capital employed and our formula is net profit before interest and tax, that is EBIT, divided by capital employed multiplied by 100. Earning before interest and tax already available in the question, rupees 5 lakh. Capital employed we will work out. First we will take proprietor's fund 20 lakh 30,000, already we have calculated. Add debentures rupees 5 lakh. So capital employed amounts to rupees 25 lakh 30,000. So our return on capital employed amounts to rupees 5 lakh divided by 25 lakh 30,000 multiply 100. So ratio 19.76%. Our last ratio is return on equity capital. Our formula is earning after tax divided by equity capital multiplied by 100. Our earning after tax already we have calculated rupees 2 lakh 30,000 divided by equity capital rupees 8 lakh multiplied by 100. So we get return on equity capital ratio 28.75%. That's all. Dear students, thank you very much for watching this video lecture. Very soon we will meet with another example of ratio analysis.